Although completely illegal in Europe, toxic BPA had yet to be banned in the U.S. from being used in baby bottles. So as I stood in the Babies R Us staring at the endless wall of bottles, I realized I had to be hyper-educated and hyper-vigilant to make sure not to purchase a bottle that could be toxic for my newborn. How could this be, I thought to myself? How could the federal government have failed on such an essential and critical task of protecting the absolute most vulnerable? The answer, of course, was obvious. Some plastics manufacturing interest had bought off Congress and convinced the regulators to look the other way. Maybe they sponsored some pseudoscience that they could hold up to provide a fig leaf of cover for these scoundrels who chose to take the cash and look away. All of a sudden, I saw the connection between the Iraq War, our disastrous healthcare system, and baby bottles. The system had been thoroughly corrupted by money and interest from the war profiteers to big pharma to big business, and that was before the banks were even bailed out. Now today, BPA has belatedly been banned from baby bottles, but our government is still utterly failing to protect our precious children from toxins with potentially devastating effect. You ready for this? Corporate America is literally knowingly poisoning babies, and the regulators at the FDA have known and looked the other way. I'm not kidding. Look at this. 4 leading baby food manufacturers knowingly sold baby food that contained high levels of toxic heavy metals, according to internal company documents included in a congressional investigation that was released on Thursday. In fact, every single manufacturer that responded to the request for data from Congress was knowingly poisoning babies. Possibly even more worrying is the fact that 3 large baby food makers, Sprout Organic Foods, Walmart, and Campbell's Soup Company, which sell Plum Organics, all refused to provide data. So here are some of the specifics, just to give you a sense here. This, again, is from CNN. Internal testing done by Gerber Beech Nut Nutrition Company, Nurture Inc., which sells Happy Baby products, and Hain Celestial Group Inc., which sells Earth's Best Organic Baby Food, showed levels of heavy metals far above limits set for bottled water by the FDA and the U.S. EPA, the congressional investigators found. Baby food ingredients in certain products contained up to 91 times the inorganic arsenic level, up to 177 times the lead level, up to 69 times the cadmium level, and up to 5 times the mercury level allowed in bottled water, the report said. Yet the company still approved those products for sale. Companies were also found to be cooking the books by only testing individual ingredients that went into their products when the finished products had significantly elevated levels. So according to congressional investigators, this information was revealed to the FDA in a secret meeting in the summer of 2019 with the maker of Earth's Best Organic. A slide presentation at the meeting showed that in every single instance, the levels of inorganic arsenic were between 28 and 93% higher in the finished product than they were when the ingredients were tested separately. Since learning that shocking information, the Trump administration FDA did absolutely nothing. In another instance, the maker of Happy Baby actually did test the finished product. They found lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury to be higher than the standard that the company themselves had set, and they sold the product anyway. It is pure evil, capitalism style. It might cost a little extra to make food that isn't toxic to vulnerable infants, so the companies do the duty to their shareholders by keeping the poisons in. Regulators cozy up with the very interests they're supposed to be policing because, God forbid, the revolving door into that industry be locked. Congress has now issued a report. We'll see if the public becomes outraged enough to actually force a change here. I honestly can't think of a story that shows more clearly the unmitigated evil which can result from the unholy alliance of unchecked capitalism and corrupt governance. 2 great tastes that taste like arsenic in baby food together. Now, when we talk about core rot on this show, this is what we mean. A regulatory system that has been stripped bare and captured by 40 years of anti-government attacks. A nation state that is so immoral it can't even perform its most basic or sacred functions.